cheesy SSH joke for the day. What would be the worst fraternity to be in? Lambda, lambda, lambda. More like a sorority, to tell you the truth about it. Hi there, LordJEG here. Today we're going to talk about lambdas and gammas. Now, we're going to talk mostly about the things that they have in common, but obviously I'm going to bring up a couple of things that separate them. And the chasm is odd. In some places it's very narrow, and in other places it's just as wide as any other chasm between two particular ranks on the SSH. So, lambdas. Lambdas are obviously guys who want other guys, whereas gammas want the girl, and they usually want like a girl that's so far out of their league that they sit and wax poetic about it and all this other stuff. Think Charlie Brown and the Redheaded Girl, or something along those lines. So, why do women like lambdas, but they don't like gammas? Because if you think about it, they act very similarly, right? So let's think about this. Let's break this down a little bit. So how do lambdas act? Well, let's see. They act kind of catty and mean, gossipy, sort of backbiting, self-centered, okay? And very socially aware, kind of enforcing the social order. So again, and don't want to be mid. So again, these are very, very similar traits to women. But if we circle back to that, that's also very similar traits to gammas. So, kind of backbiting, catty and mean, you know, don't want to be mid-witted in this case, whereas, mid in the other case. Um, Rigidly enforcing their order. In this case, it's the nerd world order. But, again, very similar. But why do women like lambdas and they don't like gammas? Well, I think it should be pretty obvious. Lambdas aren't trying to get into their pants. Whereas, assuming that the gamma got the chance to, well, they're probably frightened by what might result. At the end of the day, familiarity breeds contempt. And because females are very familiar with the way that the gamma acts, because they kind of see themselves in this action, that's where a lot of that comes from. Now, this doesn't discount the fact that sometimes women, even though they would never ever think of doing anything with the gamma, will sometimes keep them around in the friend zone because they like a project, and they think that maybe with the right kind of nudging and the right kind of, mothering, that the gamma can be made into something or someone that, not them, they'd never be interested in them, but maybe they think that maybe they can make them or mold them into something that some other woman out there would like. And if the gamma were capable of taking advice and criticism and, internalizing some of this, there might be something to that. And what does that have to do with the lambda? Well, again, the lambda doesn't have an ulterior motive. In fact, a lot of times it seems like maybe the female has more of an ulterior motive hanging around with the lambda. I mean, after all, fag hag is a thing. And it isn't just because, they like their fashion sense or they like to drink wine together. It's just one of those things. And I don't have any particular insight into that because I'm neither a female or a lambda. So that's about as far as I can go as far as, trying to sort that sort of thing out. So yeah, that's about it. I just noticed that a lot of times You know, catty, bitchy women, weirdos, and fags are all kind of the same. So there you go. Lambdas, gammas, and women. You all have way more in common than you think you do. So, do you need to change that? I'm not here to tell you what to do with your life, one way or the other. So, there you go. Have fun with all that. All right. Thanks for stopping by. Take care.